As summer winds down, many families are getting ready for the return to school. For some kids, it's an exciting time, but for others, it can bring anxiety, stress, and big emotions. And joining us live in studio is Mansi Parikh, conscious parenting coach and founder of Coaching and Compassion. Thank you for being here at Fox 5.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back to school, it's just around the corner. Talk about the first day of school anxiety and what parents can do to just, help kids as they get through, whether it's preschool or high school.
Yeah, you know what? No matter the age of the child, I think the first thing that a parent can do is really focus on connection over correction during these first few weeks leading up to school, and really helping a child build into the routine that they'll expect to hold on to during the school year. So maybe an earlier bedtime, an earlier rise time, those small gestures are really going to help set up a child for success.
You know, that first day anxiety doesn't just affect the little kids, it actually affects even all through high school. Are there different ways to help them cope with that kind of anxiousness or pressure of first day?
Yeah, again, I think that connection piece of really conversating, I think open-ended questions, just like our kids get math problems on a test that are open-ended, kind of feeling like the parent is going to serve like a blank journal page and they get to be the one to write in it, and we get really, really good at listening. Tell me a little bit more about that feeling, or how are you feeling? What can mom do to help you? What can dad do to support you during this time? I find that really going on walks, when there's activity that's parallel with our older children, you're really going to find them open up, and it's not going to be as much of an interview style.
You know, there's also things like, they talk about like getting them back on a sleep schedule, things like that. Those are important factors as well, because kids just really can't cope if they're exhausted or not eating properly or all of those things.
Yeah, I think those schedule pieces, even getting the kids involved. What school supplies do you need? Let's make a list and go get them together. What snacks are we wanting to pack in our snack bag? Having a child really take ownership and leadership of their school experience is really going to make them feel a lot more a sense of ownership of what's about to come in these coming weeks of school starting.
You know, you're a mom and you have children, and they're all going back to school here too. How are they feeling? What are you doing? I mean, obviously you talk about the connection, but are you doing certain things for them?
Yeah.
And is it different for each child?
It is a little bit. I've got 10-year-olds and a 6-year-old, and so the language is a little bit different for both of them. However, a little bit of curiosity, of like a little whisper of, hey, school's around the corner. How are we feeling about it? Do we know who our teacher is going to be? Let's make a list of a few friends that we're going to look forward to seeing in the hallway or in our classroom, giving them a sense of predictability of what they can expect in these coming weeks for the first day of school.
So pickup after school is also an issue sometimes. What can you guys do then, I guess, to alleviate pressure for you?
You know what? Let's keep our motto here, do less. As simple as that. We're just going to do less. When our kids are at school, they are bombarded. They are really pressured with a lot of pressure, not just academically, but socially, emotionally for sure. And when we get to be the ones to come pick them up, they almost need a lot less than what they've gotten all day. They've been overstimulated. So what would it be like to take a step back and really just kind of be a breath of fresh air? Maybe words are not required during that meeting after a long day of school, and simply a hug or, hey, I'm so glad to see you, I missed you today. You know,
it's interesting because, you obviously talk to parents about their children. Do you talk to parents about how they're feeling about a lot of things and how they move within the circles of their family?
Yes, I recently did a poll on how everyone is feeling about back to school. And what got voted the most was parents were feeling nervous about back to school, probably more than the kids are. And this is a big deal for us because oftentimes what comes into play is little whispers of our own past experiences having returned to school. And those may have been a little bit tricky for us, a little nerve-wracking. And sometimes as parents, our intention is so pure and so loving, but we might unknowingly project onto our child the nervousnesses that we held as a child or as an adult, that, hey, is my kid going to be okay? They were bullied last year. I'm really nervous about sending them back. How are they going to be okay? Is that class going to be really difficult? These are all valid concerns, but kids can feel when we're kind of silently pushing it onto them. And oftentimes just taking that step back and having faith that our kids are a lot stronger than I think we give them credit for.
It's almost also expectations, just having too many expectations for the day. You sort of have to just take a deep breath and just let it be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that wind down, I'd say the best thing for parents is really taking that time to self-care. That could look like you said, winding down. What does that look like? Does that look like kicking your feet up on the couch? Maybe venting to your partner or your friend. I would really encourage getting your village together during this transitional time back to school. Hey, who are we going to put on our list for phone a friend when days are hard with our children? Because it's not pretty. This transitional time is very difficult for us, and we're kind of trying to keep this really solid solid ground for our kids so that they can be the ones that wiggle around it. And that's a really hard task for us.
If there's one thing you could offer, I guess, in terms of advice to parents out there as we head into back to school, what is it?
Oh, well, I'm thinking of what I've carefully curated, something called 5 Minutes of Mommy and Me. Fill in mommy with grandparent, father, whomever that is involved with the child, but simply 5 minutes a day, not a day actually, just 5 minutes a few times a week with your child is really going to set them up for success as well as you, because while we said parents need time away and some comfort to be with themselves, what our children need the most is they need their parents. And we can't be available to them 24/7, but just 5 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week is really you're gonna see that their behavior, the way that they're showing up is just gonna be so much more easygoing and a lot more grounded in a way that we wouldn't have thought was possible.
And maybe, would you say that less talking is better? Sometimes just letting them be the ones to speak.
Yeah, that this idea of like you kicking your feet up on the couch and someone just really thoroughly listening to you, putting that phone away and all of their attention is on you. And I think that's the feeling that I'm trying to curate for our children. And that really fills their cup where then they can go out into the world and be the best version of themselves when we really need them to.
Yeah, especially during the first weeks and when they're trying to find new people in their lives too as well. Well, Mansi, thank you so much. We know that you talk to a lot of families out there, so we do have a link of your website on our website, fox5sandiego.com. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Everyone's going to be successful going back to school.
We got it, parents.
We'll be right back.